As a collective, as a whole, inside of Team Roar, we ended up making over $600,000 in profits. This was our record-breaking profit day year to date, and this is currently our 1-year anniversary. With that being said, Uncle Tio is back, trading in action. The OG member, you guys are well aware of Uncle Tio. Forbes under 30, Keaton win. He ended up having a multi-6-figure day. He went 2 for 2 on the day, making over $500,000 in profits. I ended up going 2 for 2 on the day. G-Roar ended up going 2 for 3 on the day. As a collective, as a whole, we are 6 for 7 on the day. I'm going to be breaking down the overall trades that we ended up making in real time. In terms of this overall video, I'm going to prepare you to trade the best setups at the best prices. I'm going to be giving you the new key oversold levels where we are planning to buy the dip on SPY heading into tomorrow as long as we are getting the bullish 30-minute candlestick confirmations. I'm also going to be giving you the new breakout resistance levels where if SPY breaks above this resistance and it drops back down to retest for the first time, we're planning to buy the dip for an overall stronger breakout in a strong bullish closing day heading into Friday, as long as we're getting those bullish 30-minute candlestick confirmations at the overall levels. With that being said, let's get straight into the analysis, man. So we got to give a big shout out and we got to give a big warm welcome back to Uncle Tio, man. His first day back within the group, man, he went 2 for 2, making over $500,000 on the day, man. Look at this. I'm going to walk you through this, man. He absolutely crushed on the day. You got to give credit where credit is due, man. And he alerted all of his trades in real time. So I'm going to walk you through this, man. So in terms of the first trade that he ended up making, I'm going to walk you through this. He ended up getting in at market open, upstart call options, 36 strike calls at 56 cents a contract. These call options went to 150 a contract. And the winning does not just stop there, man. He had a phenomenal trade on Apple call options. You can see right here, he ended up getting in on these 225 Apple call options at 35 cents a contract. These went to 80 cents a contract. He was buying these contracts towards the exact fucking lows on Apple. Over $100,000 profit, man. In terms of upstart, he ended up making over a $500,000 profit on upstart, man. You're going to see inside of Team Roar, we have multimillionaire traders. Uncle Tio, he's a multimillionaire. G-Roar, he's a multimillionaire. You're going to see we got it like that over here. It's nonstop fucking winning. You're not going to be able to find anything else like there on the fucking market. In this group, there's nothing else like there on the fucking planet. It is nonstop fucking winning. We have a 90% plus success rate, buying cheap, far low risk out of money option contracts, selling them deep in the money for the biggest percentage gain, man. Everything we're doing is alerted in real fucking time. In terms of G-Roar's trade, you guys are well aware if you're inside of Team Roar, nearly every single morning trading session is a win. You can walk away with a 100% profit return within the first 30 minutes of the overall market trading, man. Look at this. Tesla calls at market open. We ended up buying these Tesla call options. We got in these Tesla call options, 237.50 strike at 49 cents a contract. These Tesla call options, we sold them at the speed of fucking light for 140 a contract, man. Non-stop fucking winning. In terms of my trade, I'm going to be breaking down the trade that I ended up making on calls. I went 2 for 2 on the fucking day. We had multiple members this week make over 5 figures on the day, man. We had a member, he ended up taking my trade on SPY calls. He took 100 contracts. Big shout out to Trader Joe. He took 100 contracts at my entry at the 50-cent mark. He ended up selling them at 200 a contract for a 300% profit return or a $15,000 profit. The same member who ended up making like $7,000 or $9,000 yesterday, he's back at it again with another $5,000 profit. Is nonstop winning over here, man. If you want to be surrounded by multimillionaires, if you want to be surrounded by people who have a 90% plus success rate, buying cheap, far, low risk out of money option contracts, selling them deep in the money for the biggest percentage gains, it's the first link down below within the description. Now, let's get into the levels, man. So, in terms of the overall game plan, the new oversold levels on the SPY are going to be the following, right? This is what you need to pay attention to. In terms of where we are at in the market, first things first, we're going to take a look at the extended hours trading session, and we're going to see what SPY is currently doing. So the SPY is currently flat. So the first level of interest is going to be the previous closing price. Previous closing price is make or break. If the SPY has a strong pullback, a very oversold dip, that is going to be the best opportunity to buy call options on the day, man. So in terms of the overall levels, this is what you need to understand in terms of the overall price action analysis. The make or break zone on the SPY is going to be the following. Let's get straight into it, man. So 560.62 is going to be a resistance level. This is what we call a gap breakout level. The SPY ended up gapping down right here. As you can see on September 3rd, it had a gap down, and you take the high of day from the day it gaps down, that's where it has the gap breakout. If the SPY breaks above $560.80, and then it drops back down to test that overall 560 zone, right? That's the resistance zone. You can use the support zone as like 559 range, right? But if we break above this 560.80, drop back down, react to support, we're going to be on track to have a very strong gap breakout where there's no resistance, and it's going to start to explode up to fill the gap that is waiting to fill above at 563.67. And then if you check the daily chart towards all-time highs, there's another gap that is waiting to fill towards 564.80, which is the next overall level. So that's the overall resistance level. Now, in terms of the overall support levels, let's get into the oversold support levels. The first oversold support level is going to be the following: 556.50 to 555 zone. That is going to be the first oversold support zone. The zone below that is going to be 550. Those are going to be the overall oversold support zones. In terms of your make or break support, it's going to be at that previous closing price. And then in terms of the resistance level, it's going to be at 560.65. So those are the levels of interest. We're going to be looking and waiting for the bullish 30-minute candlesticks at those levels, man. So like I said, if you are seeing a drastic move to the downside, look for bullish 30-minute candlestick confirmations at one of the oversold levels that I gave you for call options. Wait for the 30-minute candlesticks to close. If we are maintaining above this like 559, we're breaking above 560, look for the breakout, look for the retest, the drop back down. If you're seeing bullish 30-minute confirmations, you can try to buy the breakout. The market is on track to close very, very strong and bullish heading into Friday, but we are also at key resistance. So 559 to 560 is make or break. If we break out, have a strong breakout, drop back down, buy the break and retest for a stronger breakout for a stronger high of day. If we're opening up flat, if we're gapping down, if we're reacting bearish, look for the oversold levels, 556.75 to 555 to 500 over 51. Look for the oversold levels. That is going to be the game plan heading into tomorrow. We are going to absolutely crush it and finish this week very, very strong in the green. Now, let's get into the overall trades, man. So, in terms of today, let's break this down, man. So, in terms of Uncle Tio, man, like I said, this guy absolutely fucking crushed it, man. Every single thing he did today was alerted in real time, man. Big shout out to him. Now, in terms of the overall trades, man, like I said, G-Roar ended up buying, we ended up buying those Tesla call options, right? So we got in that overall trade at 49 cents. We ended up getting out 140 cents a contract. The second trade was a small loss on puts. And then the third trade was like a 40% return on overall puts. Now, I'm going to be breaking down my trades. In terms of my trades, I went 2 for 2. I'm only going to be recapping one of them. Let's get straight into this, man. So in terms of my overall trade, man, this was so obvious. If you implemented what I taught you with the levels that I gave you in last night's video, every single one of you should have saw this trade. You should have been in on overall calls, man. So in terms of this trade, as you can see right here, I ended up buying these SPY call options at 11:34 a.m. I bought these 557 calls at 69 cents. And then at 12:31 p.m., an hour later, I averaged my cost down at 59 cents a contract. And then I ended up selling into the 85-cent range. So I'm going to explain to you in terms of why it is that I ended up buying call options. It has to do with the 30-minute chart. So in terms of the 30-minute chart, I made it very, very clear that the SPY is going to be on track for a strong bullish closing week. So if we are just holding above the previous closing price throughout the entire day, breaking out, pushing higher, forming higher support, right? So look at the previous support, look at the previous floors. You're going to see the previous support on the day, the previous floors was right here towards this 553 level. And then throughout then, it started breaking out, pushing higher, pushing higher. And then we had this wick that was waiting to test at 556.61. So the SPY is breaking out. The SPY is pushing for higher highs. The SPY is forming higher support for 2 hours above the previous closing price. It's no longer dropping back down to 553. It's forming higher support at the previous closing price, and it's breaking out and it's pushing higher. And there's a wick that's waiting to test. I tell you all the time, if you're getting bullish 30-minute confirmations, the SPY is going to try to retest this wick, meaning it's going to try to retest the overall wick at 556.61, right? So in terms of 11:30 a.m., I'm in on SPY calls towards the opening of this 30-minute candlestick because I'm expecting it to retest the highs of this wick because it's forming higher support and it's holding above the previous closing price for hours on the day. As it's breaking out and pushing higher, it's bound to retest the highs. Also, in terms of the video that I mentioned last night, I made it very, very clear we can potentially have a strong bullish closing day if we are maintaining above that previous closing price. Now, in terms of my ad, why did I end up adding at 12:31 p.m.? I added at 12:31 p.m., which is the opening of this 30-minute candlestick. Why did I add at 12:31 p.m. at the opening of this candlestick right before the SPY had a break above this 555.60 resistance level to retest? The reason why I added was because of the green, red, green pattern. Look at this, man. The SPY's breaking out, pushing higher. The SPY's forming higher support, no longer going back to the lows, and it's sitting at the previous closing price for 2 hours. If we are holding for that long, 2 hours, it's bound to retest the highs of this wick. That's a bullish 30-minute confirmation. And the pattern that I've been teaching you for fucking years on this channel, man. I trade what it is that I teach. Look at this. The green, red, green pattern. Look at this. Green, red, green. Overall bullish. Green, red, green. Overall bullish. Those were more reasons. Those were all the stacks with the 30-minute trend stack confirmations, along with the daily chart analysis, along with the weekly chart analysis. You've been well aware, all we've been focused on this week is buying those call options at the overall levels, man. And then I sold into the move. The game plan was to sell the high of day retest, and we absolutely crushed it. And then in terms of another pattern that I brought awareness to, and this was another reason why I was bullish, the SPY was just chopping the entire day and it was faking a lot of people out. So I noticed on the 1-minute chart, there was the middle finger pattern. This was the fuck you money pattern, man. If you see the fuck you money pattern holding above the previous closing price for all these bullish 30-minute confirmations, look at this, man. On the 1-minute chart, we have a clear middle finger that formed on the SPY. It's bound to retest the tip of that middle finger to squeeze all the fucking bears, man. I pointed this out in real time. We absolutely fucking crushed it, man. The analysis was 100% spot on. The trades were 100% spot on. We had a member, Trader Joe. He bought 100 contracts at 50 cents a contract. He sold at 200 a contract. He ended up making a $15,000 profit on that one trade alone. So with that being said, Ben, that was the overall recap in terms of the second trade that I ended up making on the day. I played SPY puts perfectly against the overall trend. I was expecting the SPY to have a very strong pullback into the close, man. I bought these SPY 559 puts right here at 3:40 p.m. at 62 cents a contract, and I sold them at the speed of fucking light for 83 cents a contract, going 2 for 2 on the day. Uncle Tio went 2 for 2. I went 2 for 2. Giro went 2 for fucking 3. We are absolutely fucking crushing it, man. That's 6 for fucking 7 on the day. All we do is fucking win. And you better believe me, man. Fridays are known for being our best fucking trading days of the fucking week. You better believe me. We're going to close out this week very, very strong in the green. And we are going to take advantage of this very strong, bullish closing trend day heading into the market tomorrow. We're going to absolutely crush it, man. It's going to be unfucking believable what we're going to do, man. Let's top it. Let's top a new record-breaking day heading into fucking tomorrow. So, for those of you who are serious about making money, you're serious about printing money non-fucking stop, I'm telling you, this fucking iPhone, you can turn your iPhone into a human ATM money fucking printing machine. That's what you could fucking do. It's non-stop notifications. All we do is win. All we do is alert our trades in real time, giving the real-time analysis, also giving you the education within the real-time analysis as well, explaining what it is that we're doing, what it is that we're seeing, where we enter, where we set the profit stops, where we sell into the moves, where we exit the positions, man. Everything we're doing is alerted in real time. We have many members this week who made over 5 figures on the fucking week, man. So if you want to invest into yourself and you want to trade with a bunch of multi-fucking millionaires, man, you want to trade with the fucking best, because that's what we're doing over here. We're the fucking best. You fuck with us, we're the fucking best. It's the first link down below within the description. All we do is fucking win. Winning, that's our fucking DNA. Losing, red, that's all fucking choice. We don't do that over here. All we know how to do is fucking win. That's all we do over here, man. It's non-stop fucking winning. We're printing at the speed of fucking light, man. Like I said, you can turn your phone into a money printing machine where you're getting these notifications all fucking day, trading alongside us in real fucking time. It's the first link down below in the description. If you want to trade alongside with us, if you want to gain access to a real-time zero-day options trade alert system. If you want to gain access to Uncle Tio's trades, you want to gain access to my trades, it is all within inside of this group. It's the first link down below within the description. We are going to absolutely crush it heading into tomorrow. If you go back, I encourage you to go back and watch the videos that I posted all throughout this week, especially on Monday. You're going to see, man, that analysis that I pointed out is spot on, playing out to a fucking T. For those of you who decided to swing trade call options, you're going further out, like a month out, you're going to fucking kill it, man. This is just the beginning of the overall bull run, man. Look at this overall pattern, man. I brought awareness to this overall pattern on Sunday, preparing you guys to trade this overall setup. I made it very, very clear. You have a green candlestick right here on the weekly chart. You have a green candlestick on the weekly chart. You have a slanted red bearish pattern. You have a slanted red bearish pattern. And then I made it very clear. Look at this red bearish weekly candle. Look at this red bearish weekly candle. If history repeats itself, SPY has a gap up. It closes very strong into the week. SPY has a gap up. It closes very strong into the week. Now take a look at this, man. The weekly candle is repeating to an exact T. And then in terms of the high of this week, the high of the overall week was at 509.88 and ended up closing at 508.26. So just one thing to potentially bring awareness to, if we are seeing the SPY towards the high of day, right before the market's about to close, I'm talking about the last 30 minutes, the later the better. Last 15 minutes, last 10 minutes, if SPY is sitting at the high of day towards the last 30 minutes, there could be an opportunity to scalp put options for a very, very nice win. Just bringing awareness to the idea. We know how to confirm this stuff. I'm simply bringing awareness to patterns. We know how to capture these patterns. We know how to capture these trends in real time. We know how to view the market with our third eye wide open. We know how to capture these trends and patterns in real time. But if you just look at this overall trend, it's repeating to an exact fucking T. SPY is closing very, very strong at the fucking highs. And if you just look, man, as a whole, it can just continue to fucking go up. So we're going to continue to focus on this weekly chart, man. In terms of next week, it can have a massive pullback towards the lows, and then it can recover. So I'm telling you, man, stay tuned, because we're going to continue to capture this weekly chart, and then we're going to use the daily chart to dissect the weekly chart, and then we're going to day trade with the 30-day, 30-minute chart to dissect the daily chart. That's what we've been doing, man, to capture this trend in real fucking time. Now, in terms of one stock I want to put on your radar, for those of you who are swing traders, I need to put this on your radar, man. This is an A1 setup. This is a fucking phenomenal setup, man. ANF, Abercrombie & Finch, man. This stock is a very strong momentum stock, man. This is a great company. All it's been doing is pushing for new all-time highs, and it's been filling all the gaps that have been waiting to fill above. Whenever it drops off of fucking earnings, it quickly recovers, man. So I want to bring some awareness and put this on your fucking radar, because it ended up filling this gap. And ever since it filled this gap at 131, it's been having reversals. It's been forming higher supports. And there's a gap that's waiting to fill above at 166. Keep this on your swing trading radar. This can recover to 166 within over a month. So for those of you who are interested in swing trading, keep ANF on your radar. In terms of SPY, a new swing trading opportunity will set up for next week. If we see a massive drop heading into next week where the SPY is retesting towards those weekly lows, we're planning to swing trade call options, man. I'm telling you, that weekly chart is repeating history to a fucking T. Another stock you should keep on your radar is GameStop, GME. It is currently experiencing a gap reversal. This stock has a very strong history of reversing at the overall gaps. This is day two where it reversed at this gap at $20, and there's a gap that's waiting to fill above at $23.50. So for those of you who are swing trading, keep GME, keep ANF on your overall radar. GME is a short-term idea. ANF is a more mid-term hold, and SPY, we're going to have a phenomenal swing trading idea set up heading into next week. Now, if you are serious about trading alongside with us and getting access to our real-time zero-day options trading alert system, we are known for buying cheap, low-risk, far out-of-the-money option contracts. We're known for selling them deep in the money for the biggest percentage gains. We have a 90% plus success rate doing this, and you're going to see, man, we are absolutely crushing it every single day, man. Just to give you some background to the system, our max risk per trade is what we are putting in to the contracts. So if the trade does not work out, and the contracts expire worthless, they go to zero, we lose our max risk per trade. meaning we do not need to set a stop loss. Our max risk per trade is in the contracts. We let it go to zero. You understand? We've removed the stop loss within trading, but we did add a profit stop. A profit stop is going to prevent us from going green to red on a trade. And when we add, we like to add to winners. When we're up like 10, 15, 20%, that's very small gains for us, man. You've seen it inside of Team Roar. Many multiple 100% profit returns every single month. We tend to have 2 to 3 1,000% profit returns where we're holding and selling for that big win, not just leaving runners to ride. So when we are quickly up and we get a winning confirmation, we add to winners. And then as we are continuing to win, as the trade is continuing to go in our favor, we continue to not only set the profit stop, but we move the profit stop higher. So if the trade has a big move against us, we get stopped out for overall profits instead of giving back a bulk of the trade, right? So we're not just maintaining green, we're not flipping green to red on the day. We're also maintaining the bulk of the trade while continuing to maximize their move. You can sell into moves at key levels as well. You can also leave runners to run for the potential bigger 1,000% gains. With that being said, if you are serious about making money, it's the first link down below within the description. We are going to close out this week as strong as we possibly fucking can, man. Every single fucking day this week has been great, man. It's nonstop fucking winning. Just using these videos and strategies alone, you should be up at the bare minimum $500 this week. I'm signing off. I'm heading back to my secure private organization. I will see you guys tomorrow, live towards the market open. We are going to absolutely fucking crush it.